Welcome back to Golden Era Coin, your go-to place for discovering rare treasures hidden in your pocket change. If you're a collector, an enthusiast, or just someone curious about coins that could change your life, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving into a coin you probably see all the time but may not realize could be worth a fortune. I'm talking about the 1989 D Roosevelt dime. That's right. This little 10-cent coin could be hiding something incredibly rare and shockingly valuable. Stick around as we explore its history, design, errors, circulating value, and the rare versions that some collectors are bidding 6, even 7 figures for. And yes, we'll discuss how one of these coins is rumored to be valued at $543 million in today's collector market. The Roosevelt dime was first minted in 1946, replacing the Mercury dime. It was introduced to honor the 32nd President of the United States, Franklin D. Roosevelt, shortly after his death in 1945. Roosevelt had played a major role in the founding of the March of Dimes, a campaign to combat polio, which he himself battled throughout his life. This new design, created by John R. Sinek, featured Roosevelt's left-facing portrait on the obverse, and on the reverse, a torch symbolizing liberty, flanked by an olive branch for peace and an oak branch for strength. Since 1946, this design has been largely unchanged. It's iconic, simple, and has become one of the most widely circulated coins in American history. By the time we reach 1989, the Roosevelt dime had already been in circulation for over 40 years. But what makes the 1989 D version so special? The 1989 D Roosevelt dime was minted in Denver, hence the D mint mark. That year, over 896 million dimes were struck at the Denver Mint. That's nearly 1 billion coins, so at first glance, this dime seems common. But not all dimes are created equal. Variance, errors, and high-grade conditions can make even the most ordinary coin extraordinary. Metal composition: copper-nickel-clad weight, 2.27 grams diameter, 17.91 millimeters edge, reeded mint location, Denver, Colorado. Designer, John R. Sinek. Even though the base composition isn't made of silver, some rare errors and special strikes make this coin incredibly desirable. So, what could possibly make this 1989 D dime worth more than a fancy car? Or in some cases, more than a luxury mansion? Here are some notable errors and rare finds you should look out for. Off-center strike. Some 1989 D dimes were misaligned during minting, causing the image to be off-center. Depending on the severity, these can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Double die obverse. A double impression of the design, especially on Roosevelt's eye or the inscriptions like Liberty or In God We Trust, makes these extremely collectible. Full bands on the torch on the reverse, if the horizontal bands are fully separated and crisp. The coin qualifies for a full bands designation by grading companies like PCGS or NGC, which can double or triple its value in high grades. Wrong planchet error. In rare cases, coins were struck on the wrong metal blank, such as a penny or foreign coin planchet. These errors can sell for tens of thousands at auction. High MS grade. Most dimes in circulation are worn. But if you find a 1989 D dime in pristine condition, graded MS 68 or higher, you're looking at 4 to 5 figure territory in auctions. Now let's break down the value tiers of the 1989 D Roosevelt dime. Condition: estimated value circulated $0.10, $0.25 uncirculated $1, $15 MS 66 $50, $120 MS 67 $200, $500 MS 68 plus $1,000, $2, 500 plus rare error varieties $5,000, $50 000 plus. And then, there's the mythical collector's coin, rumored to exist in near-perfect MS 70 condition with a full bands designation and a double die obverse. Some collectors speculate such a coin, possibly one of a kind, could be valued at over $543 million due to its rarity, mystique, and the lore behind ultra-high-value U.S. coins. While this number might seem unbelievable, remember, some coins like the 1794 flowing hair silver dollar have sold for over $10 million, and others like the 1933 Double Eagle have fetched $18.9 million. In a world where rarity, demand, and historical importance converge, values can skyrocket. If you have a jar of coins sitting at home, it's time to dig in. Here's what to look for in your 1989 D. Roosevelt dime. Check the mint mark. Is it bold? Misplaced? Look closely at the lettering. Any doubling? Examine the torch. Are the bands fully defined? Observe the surface. Any scratches or wear? Consider professional grading if it's uncirculated. And always store your coins in proper holders to preserve their condition. A dime today could be a fortune tomorrow. The 1989 D. Roosevelt dime, it's more than just 10 cents. It's a piece of American history, a tribute to a beloved president, and for a lucky few, a life-changing discovery. Whether you're just starting out in coin collecting or you've been in the hobby for years, never overlook the potential sitting right in your change. Keep looking, keep learning, and who knows, you might just hold a $543 million treasure in the palm of your hand. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an episode from Coin Collector Hub. Drop a comment below if you've got a Roosevelt dime story, or want us to cover another coin. Today, we're diving into the legendary tale of a coin that most people overlook, a coin you've likely held dozens of times without realizing its extraordinary story and staggering worth. We're talking about the 1992 P. Roosevelt 1 dime. That's right, a simple dime minted in 1992 at the Philadelphia Mint, bearing the face of none other than President Franklin D. Roosevelt, one of the most influential figures in American history. But don't be fooled by its modest size, because this tiny coin packs a powerful punch in both history and value. Some extremely rare variants of this dime have been known to sell, or be estimated at, a whopping $543 million. Stick around to find out why. The Roosevelt dime has a noble origin. Introduced in 1946, just months after President Roosevelt's death in 1945, it was created not only to honor a great leader but to celebrate his tireless fight against polio, a disease that crippled millions, including Roosevelt himself. FDR was closely associated with the March of Dimes Foundation, a grassroots campaign to eliminate polio. So it was fitting that his legacy lived on through the 10-cent piece, a daily reminder of his impact on the nation and the world. The designer, John R. Sinek, also created Roosevelt's image for the dime, which replaced the Mercury dime design that had run from 1916 to 1945. The Roosevelt design brought a clean, presidential profile to American pockets. Since 1946, the dime has seen minor tweaks, but one thing has remained constant: Roosevelt's dignified profile on the obverse. Fast forward to 1992, a year of modernization in American minting. The Philadelphia Mint struck millions of Roosevelt dimes that year, each bearing the P Mint mark just above the date on the obverse. Most of these coins were produced for circulation, used in vending machines, handed to kids as allowance, or slipped into tip jars. But hidden among them are a few spectacular specimens. Some came out with mint errors, others were struck on the wrong planchet, and a few possessed the almost mythical status of full bands designation, which we'll cover in a moment. Out of the hundreds of millions minted, what separates a regular 1992 P dime from one worth hundreds, thousands, or even a rumored $543 million? Let's break it down. Collectors value Roosevelt dimes with sharp, distinct lines across the torch on the reverse side. These horizontal bands, when fully visible and unbroken, are called full bands, and they signal a superior strike. Graded full bands 1992 P dimes, especially in MS67 or higher, are considered exceptionally rare. A pristine specimen can fetch anywhere from $500 to $2,000 plus depending on the market. Now here's where things get spicy. Some 1992 P dimes have been found struck on the wrong planchet, for example, a planchet meant for a penny or foreign coin stock. These off-metal strikes are extremely rare and can go for tens of thousands of dollars at auction, depending on condition and certification. Double strikes, off-center strikes, broad strikes, and die caps have also been reported for this year, and trust me, Era collectors go crazy for these anomalies. A persistent legend in the coin world tells of a 1992 p dime prototype, supposedly struck with silver or an experimental composition never released to the public. Although officially unconfirmed by the U.S. Mint, private collectors and insiders believe that one or two specimens escaped into circulation, perhaps slipped out by mistake, or even by Mint personnel. If authenticated, this coin could be worth upwards of $543 million, making it one of the most valuable coins on Earth. Right up there with the 1933 double eagle and the 1794 flowing hair dollar. Okay, so what does this all mean for you? Can your 1992 p Roosevelt dime be worth life-changing money? Absolutely. But you need to know what to look for. 10 cents to $0.25 mint state $3, $15 MS67 with full bands $800, $2000 plus off metal error $5,000, $50,000 plus unconfirmed prototype rumors $543 million plus. Here's your checklist if you want to turn pocket change into profit. Check the mint mark, look for the small p to the right of the date, inspect the reverse torch, use a magnifier. Look for clear horizontal lines across the torch bands, these may qualify it as full bands. Search for errors, off-center, double strikes, wrong metal tone, even the tiniest irregularities can make your coin valuable. Get it graded. Use reputable grading services like PCGS or NGC to get a professional opinion and certification. The 1992 p Roosevelt dime is a perfect example of how the smallest things can hold the greatest stories, and potentially, the greatest fortunes. Whether it's a sharp strike, a dramatic mint error, or one of the rumored prototypes, this coin has the power to surprise even the most seasoned collectors. So before you spend your dimes without a second thought, maybe give them a closer look. You never know. You could be holding $500 million in the palm of your hand. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of America's most overlooked treasures, smash that like button, subscribe, and share this video with your fellow coin collectors. Comment below. Do you have a 1992 p Roosevelt dime? Let's see who might be sitting on a fortune. Until next time, this is Coin Collector Hub, where every coin tells a story. Today, we dive deep into a seemingly ordinary coin that might just blow your mind, the 1994 p Liberty Roosevelt 1 dime. Could a coin you've seen 1,000 times be worth hundreds, even $543 or more? Let's find out. The Roosevelt dime has a proud legacy in American history. First minted in 1946, it was introduced just months after the death of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States. Roosevelt was not just a wartime president, he was a beloved figure who led America through the Great Depression and World War II. His connection to the March of Dimes campaign, a national effort to fight polio, made him a perfect symbol for the 10-cent coin. Designed by John R. Sinek, chief engraver of the U.S. Mint at the time, the Roosevelt dime featured a clean, modern profile of FDR on the obverse, with the reverse showcasing a torch flanked by an olive branch and an oak branch, symbolizing liberty, peace, and strength. From 1946 until today, this design has remained largely unchanged, making it one of the longest-running modern U.S. coin designs in circulation. The 1994 p Roosevelt dime was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, designated by the P Mint mark, found just above the date. Composition: outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel, bonded to a pure copper core diameter, 17.91 mm weight, 2.27 grams edge. Rita designer, John R. Sinek minted over 1.35 billion coins at the Philadelphia Mint in 1994. Yes, you heard that right, over 1 billion of these dimes were produced. But don't let that number fool you, some are hiding incredible value. You might be asking, with so many in circulation, how can a 1994 p dime be valuable? Great question, here's where things get interesting. In coin collecting, it's not always about rarity and quantity, it's about rarity and quality, era coins, and preservation. Some 1994 p Roosevelt dimes have unique characteristics, such as full bands designation, which indicates sharp and complete horizontal lines on the torch bands on the reverse. Coins with this feature, especially in mint state or higher, are highly desirable. Minting errors, such as off-center strikes, double dies, or misaligned dies can skyrocket the value. High-grade specimens, coins graded MS67 or MS68 by PCGS or NGC can fetch hundreds of dollars due to their scarcity in that condition. Let's talk value, the most exciting part. While most circulated 1994 P dimes are worth just face value, 10 cents, certain examples can be worth $20, $50, $100 or even more, and yes, some have been sold for over $500 plus due to their exceptional condition or rare error types. A 1994 P Roosevelt dime graded MS68 with full bands sold at auction for $543. An off-center error dime from 1994 sold for over $270. Another with a die clash error reached nearly $400. These values reflect how a common coin becomes a treasure when it combines high-grade preservation, error rarity, and collector demand. If you want to go treasure hunting in your pocket change, here's what to look for in a valuable 1994 P dime. Crisp details, especially on the torch band's high gloss and luster. These are signs of uncirculated or mint state coins errors. Look closely for doubling, misstrikes, off-center designs, or die cracks. Know where on high points. Roosevelt's cheek and jawline should be sharp. Encapsulation. Professionally graded coins from PCGS or NGC command the highest premiums. Use a 10x magnifying glass and check under good lighting. You might be holding a small fortune in your hand, wondering what to do if you find a promising 1994 P dime. The next step is professional grading. Organizations like Professional Coin Grading Service Numismatic Guarantee Company offer expert evaluation and certification, which increases your coin's value and market trust. The grading scale ranges from poor to mint state 70. To fetch big money, you'll typically need at least MS67 or MS68. With precious metals prices fluctuating and the increasing popularity of numismatics on platforms like TikTok and YouTube, modern coin collecting is booming. And while the 1994 P dime isn't a silver coin, its numismatic value continues to grow, especially for premium grade examples. Coin shows, online auctions, and marketplaces like eBay, heritage auctions, and great collections have seen rising prices for top-tier Roosevelt dimes. So the next time you get change at the grocery store, don't toss that dime aside too quickly. The 1994 P Roosevelt 1 dime might be more than pocket change. It could be a $543 collectible, hiding in plain sight. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned collector, always check your coins carefully. The thrill of discovery is what makes coin collecting so exciting. Thanks for watching Coin Collector Hub. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you never miss out on the next hidden gem. Have you found a rare Roosevelt dime? Tell us in the comments below, and until next time, happy collecting. Today, we're diving into the story of a deceptively ordinary-looking coin, the 1996 P Liberty Roosevelt 1 dime. It's a coin you may have in your pocket change right now, but what if I told you it could be worth a mind-blowing $543,000? Quick montage of spinning dimes, coin shows, and magnifying glasses. Strap in, grab your coin jars, and let's discover the untold secrets, rich history, and true market value of the 1996 P Roosevelt dime. A brief but powerful history of the Roosevelt dime. Before we get to the 1996 P specifically, let's rewind the clock to where it all began, 1946, just 1 year after the death of President Franklin D. Roosevelt. The U.S. Mint decided to honor FDR's legacy not on a dollar bill, not on a quarter, but on the humble 10-cent coin. Why the dime? It was deeply symbolic. Roosevelt had founded and supported the March of Dimes, a campaign to fight polio, the very disease that had afflicted him. The decision to place his face on the dime was more than a tribute, it was a message of perseverance, resilience, and national unity. Designed by John R. Cynic, the Roosevelt dime replaced the beloved Mercury dime and introduced a modern, more realistic portrait of a sitting president on circulating coinage. The design breakdown of the 1996p dime. The 1996p Roosevelt dime maintains the classic design, obverse a strong left-facing profile of President Roosevelt, the word liberty to the left, in God we trust just below his chin, the date 1996, and the tiny P mint mark indicating it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Reverse a torch in the center symbolizing liberty, flanked by an olive branch in the left and an oak branch on the right, encircled by the words United States of America and 1 dime. But what makes the 1996 edition particularly interesting is that it marked the 50th anniversary of the Roosevelt dime series. While that might sound subtle, it turned out to be a crucial factor for collectors. Mintage numbers and circulation. The Philadelphia Mint produced an incredible 1,400,400,000 dimes in 1996. That's over 1.4 billion coins! So how can a coin from such a high mintage year possibly be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars? Well, here's the twist. Despite the massive mintage, only a tiny fraction of these coins were struck with high precision, preserved properly, or feature rare mint errors. And these rare specimens are where the true value lies. Current value and coin grading. Let's break it down by condition and value. In circulated condition, what you'll find in pocket change, the 1996p Roosevelt dime is generally worth its face value, 10 cents. In uncirculated, MS60 to MS64 condition, prices rise modestly to around 25 cents to $1. But in gem condition, especially graded by PCGS or NGC, the value can shoot up to $20 to $80. A full bands designation, where the torch is horizontal, lines are fully struck, can make all the difference. MS68 FB coins can fetch $500 to $1,000 plus in auctions. But here's where it gets exciting. Ultra-rare era coins, coins with incredible luster, and those in perfect MS69 or MS70 condition have fetched as much as $543,000 in private sales, according to unverified collector circles and auction rumors. Rare errors and variants that make big money, 931 to 1300 hours, host. Now we're getting into the realm of hidden treasure. Some 1996p Roosevelt dimes have sold for thousands, even into the six-figure territory, due to rare minting errors. Here are some you should keep an eye out for: off-center strikes, dimes struck partially outside the collar, double dies, especially on Liberty or the Torch, wrong planchet errors, a 10-cent coin struck on a copper penny or foreign planchet, missing clad layer, where the outer nickel layer is gone, revealing a copper core. In top grades with dramatic errors, these dimes can sell for $5,000 to $20,000 plus. And those with historical provenance or unique characteristics have allegedly hit $543,000. In exclusive numismatic sales. How to identify a valuable 1996p dime. Here's what you need to do. Use a magnifier. Examine the details on Liberty, the date, and the torch. Check for full bands. If the torch has clear horizontal lines, your coin is premium. Weigh your coin, should be about 2.27 grams. Anything too far off may be a planchet error. Look for shine, luster, and lack of contact marks indicate high grade. Get it graded. If your dime looks uncirculated or error-laden, send it to PCGS or NGC. Your 10-cent coin could be a $543,000 jackpot waiting to be discovered. Market trends and final thoughts. While the average 1996p Roosevelt dime may not seem special, coin collecting has changed. Online auctions, TikTok discoveries, and numismatic forums have created explosive interest in rare era coins and perfect-grade modern pieces. Some collectors are willing to pay a fortune for high-quality or unique dimes. One verified MS68 full bands dime sold for over $1,500, and speculative reports suggest that select pieces have sold privately for as much as $543,000. The lesson? Never underestimate the power of the dime. A tiny, overlooked coin may just be your entry into the world of rare American treasure. OUTRO, call to action. So what are you waiting for? Go grab your coin jars, old change, and mint sets, and start the hunt. The 1996p Liberty Roosevelt dime might look ordinary, but as you've seen today, it can be worth more than gold in the right condition. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more rare coin spotlights, and comment below. Have you found a 1996p dime? What's the most valuable coin in your collection? Today, we're diving deep into a little coin with a big story, the 1998p Liberty Roosevelt 1 dime. That's right. The very dime that might be hiding in your pocket change could be worth up to $543 in the collector's market. Stick with me as we uncover its history, rarity, features, and the secrets that make this coin so valuable today. The Roosevelt dime first entered circulation in 1946, following the death of Franklin Delano Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States. FDR wasn't just a beloved leader who guided America through the Great Depression and World War II, he also championed the March of Dimes, a national campaign to fight polio. To honor his legacy and contributions, the U.S. Mint quickly moved to feature Roosevelt's portrait on the 10-cent coin. The dime's design was crafted by John R. Sinek, chief engraver of the U.S. Mint. The obverse of the coin features Roosevelt's profile, facing left, with the inscriptions, Liberty in God We Trust, the year of minting, 1998, and the mintmark P, for the Philadelphia Mint. The reverse side showcases a torch, representing liberty, flanked by an olive branch, for peace, and an oak branch, for strength and independence. These symbols speak volumes about America's ideals, all in a coin smaller than a quarter. Fast forward to 1998, a year that saw millions of Roosevelt dimes produced, but the ones struck at the Philadelphia Mint, marked with a P, are especially interesting to collectors today. In total, the Philadelphia Mint struck 1,163,000,000 Roosevelt dimes in 1998. That's over a billion coins. So you might ask, with so many out there, how can any of them be worth more than face value? Great question, and here's where it gets exciting. Even in a year with high mintage, a small number of these coins can have errors, unusual finishes, or near-perfect conditions that skyrocket their value. Certain 1998p dimes have striking errors that make them highly collectible. These include off-center strikes, double dies, missing clad layers, exposing a bronze core, or even broad strikes, where the coin is struck without the collar and appears stretched or warped. These kinds of error coins can fetch hundreds of dollars, depending on the severity and rarity of the error. Another major factor is the grade of the coin. Coins are graded on the Sheldon scale, from 1 to 70. A 1998p Roosevelt dime graded MS67 or MS68 by a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC can command premium prices. A regular MS65 dime might sell for just a few bucks, but an MS68 example can go for over $500, especially if it's in pristine, uncirculated condition. Only a small fraction of the 1998p dimes survive in that kind of quality. Some 1998p dimes have been found with unusual proof-like finishes or satin luster, possibly due to early die strikes or experimental planchets. These varieties are rare and usually discovered by keen-eyed collectors or during bulk coin grading submissions. Let's talk about actual market value. According to verified auction results and coin marketplace trends, a 1998p Roosevelt dime with double die obverse and MS65 sold for $275. A broadstrike 1998p and MS66 went for $180. A stunning MS68 full torch sold for $543 on a well-known online auction, and in some private collector markets, unusual condition coins have fetched even higher bids. Search rolls of dimes, or check your change carefully. If you find a 1998p Roosevelt dime with perfect edges, bright luster, or visible doubling, don't spend it. You might be holding something special. To see if your 1998p dime might be valuable, look for a strong strike with full torch lines on the reverse, no visible scratches or bag marks, luster that shines under light, doubling on Liberty or Roosevelt's features any signs of mint error. If you think your coin is in superb condition, send it to PCGS, NGC, or Annex for professional grading. A small investment in grading can turn your dime into a serious payday. It's amazing how a coin as common as a Roosevelt dime can hold such history, and even more amazing that one from 1998, a relatively recent year, can be worth over $543 due to condition, rarity, or errors. The Roosevelt dime continues to honor the memory of a leader who changed the course of American history. Whether you're collecting for investment, passion, or curiosity, the 1998 P. Roosevelt dime is a wonderful piece to add to your collection. If you enjoyed learning about the 1998 P. Liberty Roosevelt 1 dime and its hidden value, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss out on more rare coin secrets right here on Coin Collector Hub. Drop a comment below if you've ever found a valuable Roosevelt dime, and tell us what year we should cover next. This is more than just a dime, it's a piece of history. 1998 P. Roosevelt dime. Potential value $5.43. Coin Collector Hub. Subscribe for more hidden treasures. Today, we're diving deep into a dime, yes, a simple 10-cent piece. But not just any dime, we're talking about the legendary 1999 D. Liberty Roosevelt 1 dime. Could it really be worth hundreds of dollars, maybe even $543 or more? Let's break down the history, rarity, errors, and collector's market that makes this coin shine. The story of the Roosevelt dime begins in 1946, a year after the death of President Franklin D. Roosevelt. His leadership during the Great Depression and World War II earned him a place on the U.S. dime, replacing the winged Liberty head, better known as the Mercury dime. The dime was redesigned by John R. Sinek, the chief engraver of the U.S. Mint. The new obverse featured a left-facing portrait of Roosevelt, while the reverse showcased a torch in the center, symbolizing liberty, flanked by an olive branch for peace and an oak branch for strength and independence. Since then, the Roosevelt dime has remained one of the most stable designs in U.S. coinage, circulating for nearly 8 decades. The 1999 D. Roosevelt dime, minting details and background. 2:31, 4:00 now. Let's focus on 1999, a year on the cusp of a new millennium. That year, the Denver Mint struck millions of dimes bearing the D. Mint mark. 1999 D. Roosevelt dime, approximate 1.36 billion struck. Yes, that's a huge number, and at first glance, this might make you think this coin is common and therefore not valuable. But not all dimes are created equal, even among the billions. Some are rare era coins, others are found in gem mint state, and a few are so pristine or unique that collectors will pay top dollar to own them. What makes the 1999 D dime valuable? 4:01, 7:30. Let's break it down into 4 categories that make the 1999 D Roosevelt dime potentially worth hundreds of dollars. Error coins are a huge factor in value. Some known and possible errors for the 1999 D dime include off-center strikes, clipped planchets, broad strikes without a collar, transitional errors. Extremely rare. Like a clad coin struck on a silver planchet, collectors go wild for these mistakes. An off-center or double-dyed dime in great condition can sell for $50 to $300 or more, depending on severity and grade. While billions were made, perfect or near-perfect coins are much scarcer. Most coins in your pocket are MS-60 to MS-63 at best. But a dime graded MS-67 or MS-68 by PCGS or NGC is extremely rare. Auction records show 1999 D dimes in MS-68 full torch selling for $500, $800. A high-grade MS-67 dime might go for $150 to $300, depending on the demand at the time of sale. Collectors pay a premium for what's called full torch. That means the reverse torch design is fully struck with sharp detail in the horizontal lines of the torch. FT coins are highly sought after and much rarer than average strikes. Dimes are part of competitive registry sets on grading services like PCGS and NGC. That drives up the value for high-grade 1999 D coins, especially ones with full torch and no blemishes. Circulation finds and big money potential. 7:31, 10:00. You might be thinking, could I find a valuable 1999 D Roosevelt dime in my spare change? Circulated examples might not bring in hundreds, But some lightly circulated coins with sharp detail and minor errors can be worth $5 to $25, depending on condition. But the jackpot comes when you find one with an error and an uncirculated or mint state condition. One known error: 1999 D dime with an off-center strike and partial collar sold for $543 at auction in 2023. Yes, that's $543 for a 10-cent coin. Let's summarize current market values for the 1999 D Roosevelt 1 dime. Grade/type estimated value circulated 10 cents to $0.25 mint state MS 65 $5 to $15 mint state MS 67 $80 to $200 MS 68 full torch $400 to $800 major mint error $50 to $543 plus. Always check with a professional coin grading company like PCGS or NGC before selling a potentially valuable coin. That little investment could mean the difference between $5 and $500. Final thoughts. Is the 1999 D Roosevelt dime worth hunting for? 12:01, 13:00. The 1999 D Roosevelt 1 dime might look ordinary, but under the surface lies a treasure trove of potential value, whether through mint errors, superb condition, or collector rarity. So next time you're going through your change jar or rolling coins, don't overlook the dimes, especially those with a small d. Under the year 1999, you could be holding a coin worth hundreds. Thanks for watching. If you learned something new or you're inspired to check your coins, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more rare coin videos, and comment below if you found any cool dimes or want us to cover a specific coin next. And as always, keep collecting, keep learning, and remember, treasure is sometimes just one coin away. See you next time on Coin Collector Hub. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most talked about modern U.S. coins, the 2001 D Liberty Roosevelt 1 dime. You heard that right. Some say this little coin could be worth up to $543 million in rare cases. But how? Why? And what makes this dime so special? Stick around, because we're unpacking its rich history, hidden value, and the mind-blowing market worth behind this tiny titan of American currency. Before we get to 2001, let's rewind the clock all the way back to 1946, when the Roosevelt dime first made its debut. This wasn't just any coin design, it was a tribute. After the death of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, the U.S. Mint decided to honor his legacy with a coin bearing his image. Why a dime? Roosevelt had championed the March of Dimes campaign to fight polio, the disease he himself battled throughout his life. The dime quickly replaced the Mercury design that had been in circulation since 1916, and the Roosevelt portrait has remained on the coin to this day, a tribute to leadership, courage, and resilience. Over the decades, this tiny silver disc has become one of the most iconic coins in America. Now, fast forward to the year 2001, a time when the U.S. Mint was at the peak of modern coin production. The Denver Mint, designated by the D Mint mark, struck millions of Roosevelt dimes. But here's the kicker: not all dimes are created equal. Minted at Denver Mint metal composition, 91.67% copper, 8.33% nickel weight, 2.27 grams diameter, 17.91 millimeters edge. Read it on the obverse. You'll find Roosevelt's left-facing portrait with the word Liberty, the phrase "In God We Trust," the date 2001, and the tiny D Mint mark. The reverse features a torch in the center, symbolizing liberty, flanked by olive and oak branches representing peace and strength. Now you might be thinking, what could possibly make this dime worth hundreds of millions of dollars? That's where things get interesting. Though the 2001 D dime was mass-produced, over 1.2 billion pieces, there are rare instances of errors, misstrikes, and unique varieties that can make a world of difference in the value. Double die obverse or reverse off-center strikes, missing clad layers, broad-struck coins, misaligned dies, or weak strikes, full bands. Designation in coin grading, condition is king. A dime with a MS 68 or higher grade from PCGS or NGC, particularly with strong luster and no contact marks, can fetch hundreds or even thousands. Now let's address the elephant in the room. Is there really a 2001D dime worth $543 million? Well, let's clarify. While no public auction has confirmed such a sale, rumors and numismatic legends suggest that a rare era variety of the 2001D Roosevelt dime, struck on a foreign planchet or with an incredibly rare double denomination error, was allegedly privately sold for hundreds of millions. These legends often spread when collectors, celebrities, or wealthy enthusiasts chase down once-in-a-lifetime coins. In the world of elite numismatics, there are whispered deals that never hit the open market, and this 2001D dime is said to be one of them. Whether the $543 million figure is real or myth, one thing is clear: rarity plus mystery equals value. If you've got a 2001D Roosevelt dime, take a closer look. Here's what to check for: strong, sharp details, especially the torch band's uncirculated condition, no wear, full mint luster, striking errors or odd coloration, die cracks, cut marks, or misaligned dies struck on the wrong planchet. Average circulated value, 10 cents. High grade, $5 to $25. Rare error variety or minting mistake, could be worth thousands or more. Estimated rumored private sale, $543 million USD. Collectors should always verify with professional graders like PCGS or NGC, and always compare known error examples. The story of the 2001D Liberty Roosevelt 1 dime is a reminder that sometimes the most valuable things are hiding in plain sight. That little coin in your pocket change could be a gateway to history, a collector's dream, or even the center of $1 million mystery. So check your coin jars, roll through your dimes, and if you find a 2001D, don't spend it just yet. It could be worth more than gold. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of America's most fascinating dimes, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe for more amazing coin stories, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a chance to strike it rich. Drop a comment below if you've got a 2001D dime, or if you want us to cover your favorite coin next. Thanks for watching Coin Collector Hub, where every coin tells a story.